just in, before we went live, a New York jury found former President Donald Trump, thank you, liable for sexually abusing writer E. Jean Carroll in the 1990s. The jury awarded her $5 million in damages for her battery and defamation claims. And this on the sort of the many different ways or the different charges or what they could have found him guilty on. This was sort of the lowest of the rung. So what he was found guilty on sexual assault or sexually abusing her, but not rape. They didn't.
The word rape. They weren't willing.
It's kind of like the word abortion. Like, I know it makes you feel uncomfortable. Think about how it actually feels when you aren't able to get one and or it happens to you, right? Like,
yes.
We could just say it. But so, I'm even surprised that they didn't completely let him off the hook. There were 6 men and 3 women on this jury. I think it's an interest, especially guys, you just tell me, let me take you through the deposition. All right. We know E. Jean Carroll's side of the story. She had 2 friends testify to the fact that she was raped. She called them immediately after. Everything was sort of flirty and normal until he pushed her into a dressing room, banging her head, and then raped her. And yeah, so that's the story. Here's his side, y'all. Here's when he was being deposed. This is what happened. The first thing is he's going to talk about the Access Hollywood tapes. And oh my God, if there's no other proof that this man is a raging misogynist a-hole, like he has no regrets. Listen to him talk about the Hollywood Access tapes. Here we go.
And you say, and again, this has become very famous in this video, I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet, just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the pussy?
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
What a tool! What an absolute.
The fortunately or unfortunately part, like, is so bad. I will never forgive this country for electing that man. Like, it's actually so embarrassing that he was president for the time that he was, and then he could actually be president again. And that's just the scariest shit ever.
I mean, this is the other thing. It's like, don't you think if you're finally accused of, sexual abuse and defamation, you should probably be barred from running for office again? But no, again, political office is the last place that predators can still be employable. But my God, the lack of remorse and the pride. It's not that he said that and was like, oh, geez, I shouldn't have said that out loud. It was like, no. Don't you think I'm famous enough to grab women by the pussy?
Yeah, it's the entitlement, but it's also how awful he is at debate in that he's like, well, everyone else does it. Like, that's his reasoning. He's like, in all of history,
for millions of years,
when you're a star, that's what everyone does.
The million eons. In fact, really, the universe was formed when a ball of fire touched a black hole. It grabbed that black hole, and then it was like, oh my God, that ball of fire, but he's on fire,
Therefore, Big Bang.
Big Bang, exactly. Just so ridiculous. Okay, so that's one. Imagine you're a jury, you watch that, you're like, oh, this man is an unrepentant, like creep, and then he misidentifies E. Jean Carroll in a photo he mistakes her for his wife. And the reason that matters is because he consistently has said that E. Jean Carroll's not his type. That's why he wouldn't rape her. Of course, you can basically orchestrate that into saying, I only rape people who I'm attracted to. Sweet. So here we go. This is the moment he misidentifies E. Jean Carroll as his former wife, Marla Maples.
It's Marla.
You're saying Marla's in this photo?
That's Marla. Yeah, that's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to? No.
Here.
Carroll.
Oh, is that,
The person you just pointed to was E Jean Carroll.
Who is that? Who is this?
Point.
He always tells on himself.
Exactly.
He always tells on himself. That's
this
the
is
thing.
Exactly what he did during. I remember like January 6th. They were like, I think he was talking about like what happened, and he was like, "Yeah, I sent them there." It's like that's what we've been actually debating this whole time is who sent them there. So thanks for just saying that you actually sent all the protesters to the Capitol, because we're all wondering. I mean, we obviously knew it was you, but thanks for admitting it, like everything else you've done.
Right. Imagine just being like, look, I've made a lot of jokes about Rudy Giuliani and his drinking habits, but you gotta be drunk to represent this man. Like, there's no other way to be his lawyer. You need a handle a day at least just to get through, because you're just like coaching him, like, please don't say that, you know, just like say as little as possible, yes or no, rape is wrong, rape is wrong, rape is wrong. Right. Remember. And like, you didn't do it, and everyone like, oh, and then so there he is misidentifying her, and it's incredible because it's like, it's kind of like that grandpa moment where you're like, no, grandpa, that's not. It's like if grandpa's looking at a family photo and like his granddaughter's there and he's like, oh, look at that piece of ass, and you're like, no, oh God, no, that's your granddaughter, or something.
That's exactly
awful.
Something Trump would do. That is exactly something Trump would do.
Totally.
Probably done it, to be honest. So.
To his own daughter. And then finally, and I think probably the most disgusting thing, and I apologize, I'm subjecting everyone to this, but he claims, based on an interview that E Jean Carroll did with Anderson Cooper on CNN a few years ago, when this all first started, he watched that interview and thought that she was making an argument that rape is hot and sexy. I think what she was actually talking about was that we, in sort of fictionalizing rape, we somehow imagine that a rape fantasy exists. Like, no, man, that an orgasm fantasy exists for everyone out there, just so you know. Anyway, here he is in probably the worst moment of all this whole deposition.
She actually indicated that she loved it. Okay, she loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm, it's your testimony that E Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, I believe that's what took place. We can define that. You'll have to show that. I'm sure you're going to show that. But she was interviewed by Anderson Cooper, and I think she said that rape was sexy, which it's not, by the way. But I think she said that rape was sexy, and
he just wants to keep on saying rape is sexy, and I want to drink. I just want to just guzzle. That is, so there he was. And guys, this is what this jury watched all that entire deposition. This man is clearly a rapist. He obviously raped her. He's basically saying, you know what he wants to say? He wants to have his, like, not like, no offense to Samuel L. Jackson, but this moment, he wants to have is a time to kill moment where he like yells, yes, I raped her and it was sexy and like it was fun.
And I do
that.
Yeah. And I do it again.
And I do it again. Absolutely. That's what he wants to do. Yeah. He wants everyone to know.
He's a raging narcissist. Truly believe their own delusions that they are entitled to people and things. And so even if a drunk Giuliani is trying to coach him to be like, rape is bad, he cannot help himself. No. He just it just wants to come out of him that what he did is fine.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's to say it. He doesn't care.
He loves living in his own delusion. It's reminding me of there's so many instances like this, but the one that always sticks out to me is when the pandemic was happening, and it was like the worst like part of it, and everyone was inside and we all were really sad. People were dying, people's friends were getting sick, and he's like, 2 weeks, we're all going to be in church and we're all going to be holding hands. It's going to be Easter. And then we got there. He's like, oh, like I literally thought that it's like Fauci and every single doctor was telling you this is going to last so much longer. But again, you chose to live in your own reality that was never real in the first place.
Yep.
Totally.
I mean, at least look, this poor lawyer, I mean, it's disgusting. And like, again, I think that this was clearly a low end of how much he could have been sued for, basically, in terms of this, the $5 million in damages, at least it's something. And to me, at least E Jean Carroll didn't let this go. She, you know, she held her own. She spoke like, you know, forcefully and openly about this, and kind of reclaimed her truth and all that. And again, I hope she can. My only hope is really like that she can go on to like have a normal relationship with somebody, because she said that it like completely crushed her ability to be intimate with anybody. And that is very real for, I think, a lot of survivors. So that's what I wish for her. I also wish for her that Trump's diaper explodes live on television. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuationroom. Do it.